I remember sitting at my kitchen table one night, staring at a stack of bills, wondering why no matter how hard I worked, the money never seemed to stick. It didn't matter if I earned a little more that month or skipped a few luxuries. Somehow, the next paycheck would come, and the cycle would start again. I wasn't lazy, I wasn't reckless, but I felt trapped. That's when I discovered the one rule that quietly changed everything. My name is Williams, and over the past 15 years, I've helped myself and others break free from living paycheck to paycheck. It wasn't an investment trick, a side hustle secret, or a flashy productivity hack. It was something deceptively simple, and yet almost no one follows it. Most people assume financial freedom starts with a big raise, winning the lottery, or making the perfect investment. That's the story we're told over and over. But here's the contrarian truth. Wealth, real financial stability, begins with consistency, not luck. It starts with a small, deliberate decision repeated over time. That's the turning point. For me, the moment of clarity came when I calculated how much I actually needed to cover a full month of expenses without touching a paycheck. I added rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, gas, everything. It wasn't a glamorous number, but it was attainable. I realized that if I could maintain this buffer just 1 month ahead, I would have a margin of freedom I'd never experienced. The invisible threshold wasn't $1 million in the bank. It was simply knowing I could survive comfortably, even if my income stopped for a month. That understanding alone shifted my mindset. The rule is simple. Always pay yourself first, enough to build a buffer that covers your monthly obligations. Sounds almost trivial, right? But most people pay bills first, spend what's left, and hope the remainder is enough to save. It isn't. Flipping the order changes the entire psychology of money. Suddenly, scarcity doesn't dictate your decisions. Fear doesn't drive every choice. Once I reached that first threshold, a single month's expenses safely tucked away, the psychological shift was profound. Survival mode faded. I no longer reacted to every unexpected bill with panic. I could step back and evaluate decisions calmly. Emergencies became optional challenges rather than crises. I started thinking long-term. I could negotiate with confidence, knowing I wasn't desperate. My posture, my tone, even the way I carried myself at work and in business meetings changed. That buffer gave me leverage. And the math, when applied consistently, is surprisingly powerful. Let's say your monthly expenses are $3,000. 1 month ahead is $3,000 saved. 2 months ahead is $6,000. 3 months, $9,000. A year of this discipline creates a financial foundation of $36,000. Add disciplined investing, and you're compounding not just money, but confidence and decision-making power. These small steps, repeated patiently, accelerate over time. There's no overnight miracle, just a quiet snowball effect that grows faster than most people realize. This is where the identity shift occurs. You stop being someone trapped by circumstance and become someone who controls circumstance. You begin seeing money as a tool, not a source of anxiety. Every dollar is evaluated not for instant gratification, but for opportunity. Housing, transportation, career moves, all decisions become strategic rather than reactive. The same $30,000 car that once seemed exciting now feels like a choice with heavy trade-offs. That clarity isn't deprivation, it's freedom. At this stage, career power shifts as well. With your buffer in place, walking away from toxic environments or underpaying roles becomes possible. You negotiate not from desperation, but from leverage. Your options expand, offers improve, your time becomes more valuable than small amounts of money. And that mindset transforms everyday interactions from the office to client meetings. Confidence, even quiet confidence, influences outcomes more than luck ever could. The rule doesn't stop with building a buffer, though. It's also about guarding it. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer. It's easy to spend more once your paycheck feels comfortable. Cars, vacations, gadgets, they can erode the progress you've made. The lesson here is subtle but crucial. Treat milestones as seeds, not rewards. Protect the foundation, nurture it, and let it grow. Every dollar spent carelessly steals freedom from your future self. What I've seen over the years is that people who adopt this mindset consistently outpace those chasing higher income alone. It's not that income isn't important, it is, but without control, higher income often disappears in the same paycheck to paycheck cycle. The one rule, pay yourself first and maintain a buffer, creates the leverage necessary to make income growth meaningful. It's a quiet, powerful transformation. And here's where the small everyday choices compound. A missed coffee isn't about saving $5, it's about reinforcing control. Skipping a frivolous subscription isn't deprivation, it's strengthening your system. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about creating options. Over time, those options multiply. You can invest more, take calculated risks, start side projects, or even walk away from work that doesn't serve you. Every decision is magnified, every choice amplified by the foundation you've built. Eventually, the mindset permeates beyond money. Stress over bills diminishes, negotiations at work are calmer, more strategic, even personal relationships improve when financial strain is reduced. Your energy is directed toward creation and growth, rather than constant survival. This is the unseen power of living ahead of your paycheck. So if you feel trapped by the cycle, here's the quiet truth. It doesn't take a massive raise, a windfall, or a complex strategy. It takes one rule, consistently applied. Pay yourself first, enough to cover your essentials, and maintain it without compromise. Everything else, confidence, leverage, opportunities, flows from there. The moment you internalize that rule, everything changes. Money stops controlling you. Choices stop feeling like pressure points. The freedom to decide, the freedom to pause, and the freedom to grow quietly but steadily become your new reality. And when you look back months or years later, you realize you've crossed a threshold without even noticing a threshold, where survival is no longer your daily concern and growth becomes inevitable. It isn't flashy, it isn't exciting, but it works. And sometimes the simplest rules are the most powerful.